Hello everyone, this is Nintenguy, and it's time for a video game review. Today we're going to be jumping right into the Nintendo 3DS, and I'm going to be reviewing the game that came bundled with my Nintendo 3DS, and that game is none other than Super Mario 3D Land. Oh boy, let's take a look at this game. Now, Super Mario 3D Land wasn't a launch title for the Nintendo 3DS, however, it did jumpstart the sales of the Nintendo 3DS. It also became Nintendo's fastest selling portable Mario game of all time, which is pretty impressive, so it must be a pretty good game, right? Let's find out. Let's first start off with the storyline. The story is about Bowser kidnapping the... Okay, you know what, forget it, let's just move on. So since Super Mario 3D Land is a 3D platforming Mario game, you would think that it would be about doing missions and collecting stars, right? Well, not really. You see, the game takes the original formula from the older Mario games where you have to get from point A to point B, while collecting power-ups along the way. This type of style of Mario gameplay with 3D platforming actually does bring some variety to the table. This game isn't called Super Mario 3D Land for nothing. This game really wants to show you what the Nintendo 3DS is capable of. Not only is the graphics very well polished, but the 3D visuals are just impressive. I can't really show it to you because I'm using a video camera, but you have to play it for yourself to experience it. It is pretty mind-blowing. Since Super Mario 3D Land is very well focused on the 3D visuals, you do have different 3D settings that you can choose from. The first one is Inner 3D, where all the 3D effects are focused on the inside of the screen. The second setting is Outer 3D, where you can have a whole bunch of crap just pop out of the screen. Sometimes if you're throwing a boomerang or a fireball towards the screen, it'll pop out, and sometimes if you're bouncing really high in the air, Mario will pop out of the screen. Hell, even the title screen is 3D. So enough about that, let's talk about power-ups. In this game, you have the usual power-ups, such as the mushrooms, stars, and fire flowers, but the fire flowers have gotten a little bit of an upgrade. You see, every time you throw a fireball, instead of having the fireball explode upon impact, the fireballs actually bounce off of walls, making it easier to hit enemies. Besides the usual power-ups, this game also brings back the Tanuki suit from Super Mario Bros. 3, as well as a few new ones. Unfortunately, the Tanuki suit in this game has been downgraded since you no longer have the ability to fly. Yeah, wasn't flying the whole purpose of Raccoon Mario? Anyway, oddly enough, there's 3 versions of the Tanuki suit. The first one is the regular Tanuki suit where you can't turn into a statue, but you can attack enemies with your tail, or you can glide in the air for a short period of time. The second Tanuki suit is the exact same one as the first one, except you do have the ability to turn into a statue, and you can use that to hide from enemies. The third Tanuki suit is the Invincible Tanuki suit, which I will get to in just a moment. But then we have the new power-ups, such as the propeller blocks that allow you to fly up into the air, and the Boomerang Brothers suit that allows you to throw boomerangs at enemies. But honestly, the most bullshit power-up in the entire game has got to be the Invincible Tanuki suit, and it makes me shake my head thinking, God, why did Nintendo put this power-up in the game? If you die enough times in a level, the game will feel so sorry for you that it'll actually give you the option to use the Invincible Tanuki suit. Now, you're probably wondering, what is the Invincible Tanuki suit? Well, it's basically a Tanuki suit where you're invincible throughout the entire level. I mean, look at this! Look at this! This is total crap! The only reason why I buy video games in the first place is so that I can experience the challenge and the thrill of it all. But at least it's not as bad as the Super Guide mode from New Super Mario Bros. Wii. In terms of controls, not a whole lot has changed from previous Mario games. The only features that they took out in this game was the triple jump and the backflip. But for some odd reason, they decided to use the X and Y buttons as a run button to make it more traditional Mario. But doesn't the circle pad already have analog control? I mean, what's the point? But still, it is nice to have an old nostalgic feeling of Mario Control back again. A new addition to Super Mario 3D Land is the ability to roll. This technique is used to break blocks and go through tight areas, but just to be warned, you can't use this ability to attack enemies. But it is really nice to have if you're trying to do speedruns. As for the levels themselves, there's different flavors such as grass, platform, ghost houses, tropical, doom ship, underground, castles, snow, desert, water, and many others. The developers did a really good job of showing off the Mushroom Kingdom in its full 3D glory. It almost feels like you are in the Mushroom Kingdom. Later on in the game, you do get to unlock Luigi. Playing as Luigi in Super Mario 3D Land is the exact same thing as playing as Luigi in Super Mario Galaxy. The only difference between Mario and Luigi is the fact that Luigi can jump higher. Besides Luigi, we also have a bunch of different faces, such as the Goombas, the Koopa Troopas, Bullet Bills, and even Bowser himself, along with many others. Besides those characters, we also have Boom Boom from Super Mario Bros. 3 making a reappearance. Remember how pathetically easy Boom Boom was in Mario 3? Well, in this game, he's actually slightly more difficult and more aggressive. And then we have our new villain, Pom Pom, making her first appearance in this game. She's pretty much the female version of Boom Boom. Her main weapon of choice is throwing the boomerang at Mario and Luigi. The game and the instruction booklet never give any introduction to this character, so you kinda have to research it up on the internet. Actually, you know what? That's another problem I have. The instruction manual. The instruction manual for this game totally sucks. All it is, it's just one piece of paper that just tells you the basic controls. Why not tell us about the storyline? Why not tell us about any other parts and aspects about the game? Compared to Super Mario World and Berserk on the Atari 2600, those instruction manuals had very colorful and beautiful artwork. When I buy a video game, I'm expecting more bang for my buck, so why couldn't they do this for Super Mario 3D Land? Well, I guess the reason why they did that was because it's more cost-effective, but to me, that just seems lazy. And just like every other new Mario installment, this game is a bit too generous with giving you extra lives. Sometimes you'll get so many lives, getting a game over screen is just almost impossible. Thankfully though, the later levels do become a bit challenging later on. Besides completing levels, the star coins from New Super Mario Bros. DS also make a reappearance in this game. There are 3 star coins hidden in each level, and collecting all the star coins grants you 100% completion. The star coins are also used to unlock more levels and help you progress throughout the game. But if the star coins wasn't enough, there's also the objective where you have to touch the top of every single flagpole in every single level, which is also used for 100% completion. So there's quite a lot to do here. And for those of you who love speedrunning, the game actually keeps track of your fastest time for every single level. And I'd say that's pretty convenient. Returning from Super Mario Bros. 3 are the Mushroom Houses. The Mushroom Houses are used to get more power-ups that'll help you along your way. But in Super Mario 3D Land, the Mushroom Houses have this new feature, the Street Pass functionality. Basically, whenever you have somebody in your Street Pass Mii Plaza that also has a copy of Super Mario 3D Land, you and that random person can give each other power-ups that they have equipped already. I don't know about you guys, but that just makes the game a little bit too easy. Another new feature to Super Mario 3D Land is the mystery boxes. Occasionally you'll find these mystery boxes on the map, or sometimes they're hidden in the levels. Jumping into a mystery box gives you an access to a small challenge room. Each mystery box has a different layout. Sometimes there's blocks, sometimes there's power-ups, but most of the time there's enemies that you have to fight. Within these mystery boxes, you do have a small time limit. If you complete a mystery box, you're rewarded with a crapload of coins, and sometimes star coins. Each copy of Super Mario 3D Land has their own mystery boxes. This is where the Street Pass functionality comes into play. You and some other random person in your Street Pass Mii Plaza can exchange more mystery boxes to get a new mystery box each time you play. As you progress through the game, some of the later levels will throw a curveball at you in terms of difficulty. For example, sometimes there's levels where you only get a few seconds and you have to grab clocks to obtain more time. And sometimes there's levels where a shadow like Mario will chase you throughout the level. In conclusion, Super Mario 3D Land is a great game. Sure, it's not perfect, but I honestly say that this game ranks up with the other 3D Mario games. The environments are bright and colorful and the 3D visuals are outstanding, but for a portable handheld game, Super Mario 3D Land has some of the best looking graphics, but most importantly the gameplay is very solid with tons of levels to run around in. If you have a Nintendo 3DS, you should definitely pick this game up. But with that being said, this is Nintenguy saying take care, and here's the rating.